Now let me just acknowledge you before I start, because that last piece right there, I don't know if anybody heard it, but that was amazing.
Yes, it was.
In fact, we can all leave now. I just came to say thanks for lectures, but let us now get this thing into the talk, because that was amazing. What was said, poetry. This the true aspect of poetry is what you just saw. To be able to convey a message that may have been given in 2 hours, 3 hours. He just hit it right there, 4 minutes, 3 minutes. Just hit you right there, and you understood it. And you understood it. Life, you're the man. I'm going to start and get right to the point. This little book I'm holding here is part of I wrote 3 books in the last 5 years. They're going to come out in succession. You guys are the first ones hearing about this, by the way. One book, I'll start with this one. This book is called Real Niggas, N-I-G-G-N. And the subtitle is a look at institutionalized racism through an analysis of the N-words. So what I did was I looked at the word nigger, nigga, and negro, and we did a 450-page research on these words. You can really see institutionalized racism when you really analyze words like negro, nigger, and nigga. These are not the same words, by the way. These are 3 different sounds from 3 different parts of the world that become combined in the United States. That's what this book is, and I brought this because there's a piece in it that I want to read you that's unrelated to the word nigger, but it has the history that I want to go over today. Another book is called, or the second book is called God's Son. I took this title from Nas's album, God's Son. And what it is that I was doing some studying. I got this book called the Hexapla. And what the Hexapla is 6 different versions of the Bible. From the Wycliffe 1380, you have Wycliffe's version of the Bible. Actually, the first English translation of the Bible, John Wycliffe 1380. And then it takes you through 6 different versions, the Coverdale, Geneva, Bishop's Bible. Takes you all the way, and the 6th one is the King James, 1611 King James. At the top of the book, it has the Greek at the top, and then it has 6 English translations, and it shows you how the Word of God changed. Yeah, I'll say it again. It shows you how the Word of God changed over time. As I was studying this book, I realized that the word Jesus Christ, or in Old English it's spelled Jesus Christ, because there was no S's, the S's were F's. And there were no J's in Hebrew either. The idea of the word Jesus is made up. We can say Yeshua, but we don't even know if that's the name either. The name of Christ has been taken out of our mouths. I'm going to replace it today. This is deep knowledge, and when I say deep, not over your head, not deep like that, but certain knowledge is not for everybody.
We lost the camera again, really?
Access to information
That's
doesn't
okay.
mean it's for you.
I'm gonna have to change this camera.
What I'm going to talk about today,
Oh, the USB camera is not cooperating. I'm just so disappointed with this USB camera. Hold on a sec, I'm just gonna... Yeah. Okay, add... 1 second.
The music industry tried to colonize rap music, tried to come in and set up its own camp in our culture. The university system is doing the same thing credit. It is actually just giving itself the authority to teach hip hop in the university.
Oh, come on.
Even though they know that there are teachers, legitimate teachers of hip hop all over the world, but the university system doesn't feel like it needs to get its authority to teach hip hop from hip hoppers. It feels that if you have an African American studies degree, a musicology degree, journalist degree, even psychology, that you can now teach hip hop. That's sort of like saying, if I have a degree in medicine, I can teach law. Or because I have a degree in engineering, I can teach English. No, you have to be trained to teach hip hop.
Okay, we're good. Here we go. We're back.
And the university system doesn't want to respect that. We have a response to that. But before I become belligerent to the universities, a book must be written that explains your point of view. So these are the three books. Oh, and about the God's Son, just so you know, the premise of that book is that the word son does not mean the male child of a parent. Son is not, at least in the Bible, it wasn't used as the male child of a parent, of parents. It's not a young man, a young boy, a son, male child of a parent. What son was sound. And those that have ears to hear, you can just take it now. You don't have to get the book. Take it now. The word was sown. When you go back to the earliest translations, when the Bible discusses sons, it doesn't say sons. It says sown. S-O-N-E. Sown does not mean son. It means sound. And so when you go back to, say, John chapter 1, verse 1, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word took, they go on how the Word took on flesh, and the Word dwelt amongst men and women. They did not understand. This was the point, was that this Son of God was never a person, it was a frequency. And that if you were able to pick up the frequency of God, the vibration of God, you became God's son or God's sound. You resonated with God, so you became God's soul or sound. Even today, if you look at the etymology of the word son, the first meaning of son is not a male child. The first meaning of son is sound. You have cars like sonata, the sonata. You have sonnet, song, and so on. Anytime you look at sound, you're going to see the word son. So we do a full research on this, and we lay it out in 250 pages, how the Son of God was never a male. It was any person that resonated with the vibration of God. Okay, those were the three books. And I mentioned that because, just first of all, so you acknowledge that you know it's about to come out. But also because these three books are what I'm going to draw from today for our conversation. What are we talking about? The name of the organization is putting this on. It's called Soul Society. Soul Society. I find that interesting. Soul Society. We happen to be here today. I don't know if y'all noticed, but we're in a Masonic temple today. Okay, I don't know if you noticed or not, but you might have seen something. We're in a Masonic temple. What an honor to be in a place like this, to be able to hear and receive knowledge. Before I begin and go deep into my introduction now, I'd like to start with questions. I know that's a little backwards, but in a conversation like this, we're going to be discussing the soul, and society. Let me start with questions first, and let me just break the ice real quick. This question is on anything. Now, this is how we start with soul. This question is not, I'm trying to say, your questions are not intellectual. Whatever you now hear this. Just came out digitally. I'm re-releasing it on CD in about, well, maybe 3 weeks from now. So I'm trying to get the vinyl with it, and vinyl takes longer to press. I'm on tour now, actually, promoting the album. Took an excursion, of course, to come here. And so, appreciate it. But you know, please don't clap or thank me for my responsibility. This is a responsibility. You notice I'm wearing this piece right now. This was given to me by Tribe Called Quest. On it says Fight Dog. And this is just to show you, so a little bit talking, I'm answering your question on the album here, musically. I was just in Myrtle Beach about a week ago, maybe a week and a half ago. We was in Myrtle Beach, excellent gathering we had there. And I was supposed to stay in Myrtle Beach and just chill. I'm on my way to Florida, actually through Atlanta. We stop in Gainesville, Orlando, then Miami. And around April, around the 18th, 19th, somewhere around there, I hit a cruise ship and I go to Spain. And so I'm starting at the bottom of Europe, and then I'm going up all the way up to like Ireland. So we're hitting everything: France, Germany, Switzerland, Holland, all of it, going up, all the way up to Ireland. So in that, the reason I mention this as well is because I'm carrying Fife with me for the remainder of the year. It's not everybody. I mean, of course, every death is honorable, and everyone that passes on should be honored, you know, and rightfully so. Starting, of course, with my DJ Scott the Rock, and then, of course, you know, you have ECE, you have Mercury from the Force MCs back then, Force MDs, Heavy D, of course, Tupac, Biggie, Big L, Big Pun, and so on and so on, so many others. But when Fife passed, that had a special significance to it. Oh, thanks. Mom, man. Okay. When Fife passed, it had a special significance to it. I knew Fife well, not just on some recording artist deal, but as a person, as a man. Go back and take a look at that Tribe Called Quest DVD again. The saying, behind every great man is a great woman, is an understatement. His wife, Daisha, went under the knife, actually, for Fife. She gave Fife a kidney. In that sense, you talk about family and sacrifice and what one family member got to do for another. Brother was just talking about, thanks. Brother was just talking about, you know, those who were here early was hearing about the brother's situation with the cops finding a bag of marijuana and said if nobody claims it, everybody goes. And I thought that was a brilliant analogy because this is what it is in the hood, for real, for real. If there is something, if everybody say, yo, this is fatality level, free of charge, just go to my website, click right on and sit back. So now let's begin. Oh, wait a minute, one more question. Wait.
What's the relationship with Scott LaRock?
Not much. Scott LaRock Jr. has been in and out of prison over the last, say, 20 years. His family, the family situation with Scott LaRock is a complicated one. His mother and his parents, actually, his mother and his uncle, they never wanted Scott to be associated with us. And I say that respectfully. Today, we're all friends. I love his mother. It's not that. But when we first started in 86, actually 85, we were the hoodlums, and you know, I'm the homeless dude in the street, and Just Ice is there, you know, and somebody else, you know, and it's like, so here's Scott LaRock, or shit, his name was Scott Sterling. He was a social worker in the shelter. People 4-year college degree. His job as a social worker was a good job, city job. But he chose to look into the plight of a few street kids, just a few of them, and took us right out the hood, pointed our talent out, paid for the studio time, and we went in and just yelled, and it became what you hear, South Bronx, Bridges Over, all at the sky. And so his son, back to his son, when Scott passed, Boogie Down Productions shattered. I tried to keep it going for a few more years. I did do 3 more albums under the name Boogie Down Productions, but there was no Boogie Down Productions. It was me only, because the group had disbanded. Everybody was pointing fingers. It was you, no, if you hadn't just young. And then on top of that, moms pointing fingers at all of us. The last thing you want is to have a mother of a dead son pointing you out. That's not good. So everybody shattered. And no one got a chance to really, support the young kids that Scott left behind, his daughter, his son, etc. Now, they were well taken care of. The family took care of them. Scott's wife at the time, she took care of them. She remarried. They lived a comfortable life. It wasn't like they were destitute like that, but they needed their father. They wanted money, good life, doesn't matter, you need your father. So his oldest son, what we call Scott Rock Jr., started going to jail in the street, in and out of prison. No matter what the family does, he's still in and out. And so we haven't spoke that much. All of the productions. Miss Melody passed away about 2 years ago, 2-3 years ago. And so
I need
it's
more
like
room.
now, we look back on it and we say, wow, now everyone's remorseful now. And your question is at least 2 more hours long, because there's a lot more that I'm not saying that should be said in light of that. But I will say, to answer the question, I have more of a distant relationship with Scott's daughter, son, mother, and brother, his brother Chris. Of course, they know they can come to me for anything, but they are a family that's close within themselves. They're not like that. They're not calling KRS every 5 minutes for something. They're not like that. They're good when they are. But his oldest son needs his father. Another classic case. Last question. Yes. Well, this is a good way to start what I'm going to say. Because everyone that I want to be here is here. To be honest with you, no one's missing. But that's not the scripted question. That's the answer. No, everyone's here. Everyone's in attendance. I can play with that question poetically. There's a few people that should be in this room. But I'll leave it at that. Matter of fact, let me have that linger. Let me come back to you.
Oh, man.
But everyone's in attendance. Let me start now with that. You didn't come here today on your own. You may think you did. No doubt. We all think we're moving and acting on our own. And that's the way we're supposed to think. But if you'd like to raise your consciousness today, you'd like
Yo, Crop Snatcher, what's up, man? How you doing? What's up, Crop Snatcher?
I invite you to the soul. Why am I talking about?
How you doing, dude? Thanks for saying hey, man. What's up, buddy?
This type of lecture is not for everyone. Only those that are supposed to hear this are hearing it right now. There were other people that wanted to come. They saw the flyer. They were ready to come. They couldn't. The call just broke down.
So, buddy, nice.
Phone call came
Nice,
in.
guys,
I
dude.
need you over here.
Thanks for tuning
They
in.
just realized I got work too early in the morning.
440.
Can't.
What is
They
it?
couldn't make it.
Oh.
You made it. It was a breeze for some of you. Some had to struggle, but most of you just said, I'm done, and went, and you arrived. You're supposed to end of lectures, but I'm going to do it at the beginning, so because we're talking about the soul. So we're in a Masonic temple, and Freemasonry is based on Egyptian sciences. In fact, in California, there's an old Masonic temple, big or huge, on Wilshire Boulevard. They're tearing it down now. But they show you on the side of the temple the history of architecture and Freemasonry on the side of the building.
Yo, let me show you my nunchuck skills then, dear buddy. You and your buddy.
They start off with a black man.
I'm not an ace yet, but getting better, I guess. I'm incorporating this every workout now.
Was a Kushite. They tried to make him a hotel, of course, in history, Egyptian. In fact, they tried to make all Kushites Egyptians. But the Kush kingdom and the Egyptian kingdom were two different kingdoms. In fact, most of the time they were at war with each other. Now, the reason I start here is because where we are demands that we begin where we are. What would you have learned if you walked into the Egyptian mystery system 5,000 years ago? Well, you walk in, first of all, if you ever walked into a true mystery system temple, you would walk in and the priest would tell you, what is your name? You would say, no.
Oh, Jesus, man. Yo. Thanks, man.
They say, okay,
Thanks, buddy.
Come back in 7 years.
Appreciate it.
Now, come on in there,
Dude,
young.
it's a lot easier to use than it looks. It's actually like really easy to use. I'm not even just saying that, like it's really easy.
What's your name?
Just buy a pair, man. Buy a pair and try it out.
I'm just going to say,
It's crazy endurance. I put it under abs because it gives me such an endurance. Like I gotta make sure my core is centered while I do it, you know?
David goes
How many
about
times?
his business.
Well, I hit my...
7 years pass. David comes back.
Yeah.
I'm ready. The priest says, what's your name? David. Come back and
I hit myself right there. I'm not showing you my body. I hit myself in my back there.
3 years and now 10 years have passed.
I'd be terrified.
It's in the temple yet.
Yeah, it's plastic.
10 years go
You
by.
can get foam ones, but this one's plastic.
3 years come.
I like this plastic. I don't know. It's lighter. I gotta be perfect with it or else I am gonna get bruises, you know? That
The priest says, follow me here. Come on in and take the first degree. What's the point?
That's jokes, man.
Here's the point. How do you say your name? Your name is your nature. What you call yourself is what you are going to be. Anytime you are looking to change your situation, you have to first change your name. The way in which you say your name is how other people are going to started thinking you would go like this. We think. What's your name? KRS-One. Knowledge reigns supreme over nearly everyone. That's what I want in my life. What's your name? The Blast Master. You. What's your name? Lawrence Parker. When I was Lawrence Parker, I lived a Lawrence Parker life. I was Lawrence Parker. I lived Lawrence life. I lived the Larry life. Larry life was good. It was cool. Growing up in New York, Bronx, Brooklyn, uptown, you know, Larry life. Larry life was a struggle, no doubt. But when that young man Larry realized this particular knowledge I'm giving you right now, listen, I'm not going to get anywhere with a name like this, or I got to say it differently. When I say my name Larry, it doesn't, I don't see it. I mean, I feel good about it. My mom's named me that. It's just, this has got honor to it, but where I'm trying to go, I'm not named where I want to, where I want to go, people are named different things on it. Yeah. Where I want to be in this thing called hip hop. Yeah, I want to do my thing. I want to listen to some of the names in hip hop. Grandmaster Flash. No, that's Joseph Sadler. Africa Bell Father. No, that's some Kevin Donovan. Is it Kevin? No, is it Africa Bell Father? Which is it? Okay. Your name, you learn the lesson of your name. The priest would say, it starts with your nature. And if your nature has not really changed, neither will your name. I'll say this again. If your nature has not changed, neither will your name. You may think you're calling yourself something different so that you can change your nature. No, your nature has changed, and now you're looking for your new name. You're looking for your new self. You're looking for your new nature. But the nature changes first. Then that motivation is what makes you go, what's my new name? So first, let's look at what we call ourselves and what we mean to ourselves. If you can't look in the mirror, you're going nowhere. If you don't like what you see in the mirror, you got to check that first. Because the intellect can look at itself in the mirror and not like itself and still succeed. The intellect can succeed even though it might not like itself. The intellect is self-critical all the time, analyzing itself, trying to improve itself. That's the mind, that's the intellect. But the soul is already what it is. There's no change in the soul. There's no, I'm on the path. I know what that means. You said I'm on a spiritual path. But if you want to talk really scholarly, there's no path. There's no path. The soul is with you. You're either born God or you're not. 90% of the people in this room are born God. The only way you could be here is if you was, like I said. Others tried to come and could not. They're not God. That's hard to say, right? It's harsh. What do you mean, Chris? Everybody that just couldn't make it? They're not God? Maybe not. I'll put the maybe on it. But if you want harsh truth, no. See, when God calls God, God appears to God.
Staying loose, bud. Nice. Yeah. Very much. Probably gonna ride an exercise bike now. Get an exercise bike here.
right.
That's right.
Now let's talk about that. The soul for real. The soul of a true God. It gravitates, it's happy to be around knowledge. It loves other images of itself. You could sit in a Jewish synagogue and feel we're uncomfortable. Yeah, I'm supposed to. What are you doing? You could sit in any church, any denomination, you feel at home.
That's right.
Any temple, any mosque, anywhere God is being preached, you feel good. You seek it. You flicking through the channels, you got all kind of nonsense you want to watch and stuff, but the minute you see God, you stay there for a minute. See what the preacher's saying. Usually ain't nothing. But the God in you stop for a minute and say, wait. Now let me give you more.
Yeah.
You are attracted to your nature.
Yes.
You can only be attracted to who you are. So if you're seeking knowledge, you are knowledge. You're seeking truth, you are truth. You're seeking love, you are love. Love attracts itself. Peace attracts itself.
That's right.
But now here's the burden. When you are the light in your community, you're surrounded by darkness. Surrounded by darkness. That's why you're the light. That's why you're the light. Here's the exercise that I want you to understand before we go forward. Stay on name and nature. Name and nature. What is your nature? Your nature is God, because that's what you're seeking. Other people's nature may be politics. They put all their time into that. Other people's nature is just maybe I'm cooking up a nice salmon. That's my whole nature. I'm a chef. I mean, I love God, no doubt, don't get me wrong, but where my body is going, it's a culinary school. That's what I want to do. No, but then, okay, you may love God, but you're not God. Hard to say. You may love God, but you're not God. Because every time the things of God come around, you have no time for it. How can you be an electrician and every time electronics is around, you're painting? You're a painter then. Stop fronting. Every time the things of God come around, you're happy. You're up. You're running toward it. You want to know more. Well, stop doubting yourself. Stop believing that you're just human. I'm only human. Nobody's perfect. These are lies. Right. You are perfect. You are. What is perfection? Perfection, the literal meaning of perfection is completion. That's it. Nothing more. People don't want to be perfect because they don't understand what it means. They think being perfect means you're above everybody, or you're holy, or somehow you can't do no wrong when you're perfect. That's the total opposite of perfection. To be perfect, you have to start from the lowest level. You gotta start from the gutter. Ain't no do-gooder. I was perfect my whole life. I did nothing wrong. I never told a lie. You're not wise. Wisdom demands the gutter. If you want to be wise, you gotta drink Henny till your liver falls out. Then you can tell others stop drinking. You can't tell somebody stop drinking if you have not. Get it? Come on. You gotta have 2-3 guns in the crib before you tell a young kid, yo, listen, you're gonna get shot doing that. Young kid, man, what you talking about, man? Yo, let me show you that. Word, yeah, gee, I hear you, yeah. Ain't no young person listening to nobody that ain't been through something. Tell me what you've been through, and I'll listen to you. Tell me that you lived my struggle, you went through what I went through, and now I can learn from you. But if you never did what I did, never went through what I went through, never be in the places I'm in, none of that. But now you're gonna try to lecture me, you're gonna try to tell me, no, there's no wisdom in that. There's no wisdom, you're not hitting my soul. I don't feel you. Name and nature. Here's the exercise, y'all. Here's what we're gonna do. Let's locate the soul. At the count of 3, we're gonna say hip hop. Here's the exercise. Count of 3, we're gonna say hip hop to ourselves. Don't say it out loud. Say it only to yourself. At the count of 3, in yourself, we're gonna say hip hop. Don't say it out loud, just say it to yourself. 1, 2, 3. The great master would then ask you your second question after that exercise. The question would be, who just spoke? That's right. Who just spoke? Who just spoke? Let's do it again. At the count of 3, don't speak out loud, speak within yourself. 1, 2, 3. What voice is that?
So.
This is, you just spoke and did not move your mouth.
That's the mind alone.
Take it in slow. This is 5,000
Nice, man.
techniques.
Attaboy.
When you walk into the ancient
Nice, man.
systems,
We're gonna play. We're lovely gonna play.
when you walk into the ancient Ethiopian systems, you did see know thyself on the wall before you walked into the store. You saw know thyself, but that was for everybody else that didn't have knowledge. They would walk by the mission and say, yo, they said know thyself. Wow. No, this is what you were supposed to do. They said, know thyself. The priest would say that without moving your mouth. And you would say, at the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. And right when you said, know thyself to yourself, you found yourself. Because the self that spoke was not this.
Most times.
This did not move. This voice did not speak, yet you spoke. Let's go further. You heard yourself speaking. How is that possible? How can you hear yourself speak and you didn't speak? Your mouth didn't say no word. You said, and you heard it. This mouth did not speak, and these ears did not hear you speak, yet you spoke, and you heard yourself speaking. If you close your eyes, you can see your future and your past. What is the vision that sees your past? He said imagination, which is, by the way, the Western term for soul. Image. Your imagination. When you imagine, you are projecting yourself. Yeah, you call it imagination. Some say consciousness. Some say soul. Some say inner light, inner person. Yeah, that would be true. But let's get it straight. These two eyes do not see your past, yet you see your past. These two eyes do not see your future, yet you can see without the ears. We're locating the soul now. We're locating the first you. The you that projects this you. This is not KRS-One. Leg on, and this is not KRS-One. KRS-One is that voice inside. This is the projection of KRS-One. KRS-One, though, is not a physical thing. It's an idea. Again, KRS-One is not the physical thing you're looking at. This is what I am projecting to you. This is what I want you to see of me. But the real me is that voice, is that sight, is that hearing that does not need the physical body to exist. The ancient priests would say, read that on the wall. Know thyself. Don't say it out loud, say it to yourself. You would go away baffled. Oh, that's what know thyself. Not know thy body. Know thyself. What is that self? Well, you exist without the body. You have ears, you have eyes, you have a voice that's vibrant. Without this mouth, these ears, without any of this, none of this is necessary for you to exist. The ancient priests would let you know right there is no death. Because if you can speak, see, and hear now without the body, when this body drops off, you're still speaking, hearing, and seeing.
That's right.
We're in a Masonic temple, they would kill you. Symbolically. When you reach the high degree. What's the symbolism of that? It's ancient Egypt. It means that you have to die to your old self to be reborn again as the God. It's symbolic, but here's what it really means to the soul. You are already dead now. Don't fear death, you're dead already. You already have an existence that's functioning without the physical body. It's not the physical body that makes your inner voice, it's your inner voice that makes the outer physical body voice. So once you realize and begin to practice the true meaning of meditation, by the way, meditation had nothing to do with relaxation or breathing or any of that originally. These things were added later on. The original concept of meditation was for you to die every night. So when your death actually came, you never died. In fact, the Islamic poet Rumi once said, die before you die, so when you die, you don't die. Again, die before you die, so when you die, you don't die. Ancient knowledge on that. Because what it's saying basically is, if I have an eye that can see without these eyes, ears that can hear without the ear, mouth that can, shouldn't I be more concerned about that person than this person? My inner voice is more powerful because that's the immortal me. That inner voice does not go away when the outer voice stops. When the outer eyes stop seeing, the inner eyes continue to see. When the outer ear no longer hears, the inner ear continues to hear. Neurologists, there was a study, I saw this study the other day. Neurologists are now baffled because they've reached a climax of reports where people who are clinically brain dead
I think one more bench rep,
everything that was going on.
and then I'm gonna
I
call it. I
remember
think.
everything y'all were doing. Tells you verbatim. You said this, you said that. You was over there crying. You ran up the block to go get something. You told her this. There are now thousands of cases. Neurologists don't even know what to do with this data. Because what they're saying is that they thought memory was in the brain. But they said when the brain is dead, people still remember. Memory is not in the brain, it's in the soul. Your essence is what
That was a good
is
workout.
rewarding.
That was great. That turned out great. Yes, Jim. Yo, Crop Snatcher's still here, man. It's
Your
flex.
soul is rewarding you, not your brain.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching my ridiculousness, man. Appreciate it, buddy.
This is neurology now.
I gotta go though. I'm so tired. Holy jeez.
Die before you die. So when you die,
Let's go to the recap.
the way you live forever is by becoming your inner voice, not your outer voice.
Okay, we got the recap.
This is immortality.
Of course, you rest up. Yo, thanks, dude. We did.
Immortality is, I am more the
We did
inner me
8.
than the outer
We
me.
did 8 sets of 8 reps of bench press. We
It
had
is the
64
inner me that
presses
guides me, not the outer
of
me.
115 pounds.
I guide the
We
outer
did
me. I tell the hand to go here. I
60
tell the
bicep
hand to
curls
pick
each
this up.
arm
I'm not
of 30
led.
pounds.
I'm not
We did
stimulated to pick up the towel.
40 flies,
I don't have to be told to pick
30
up the
pounds.
towel.
Oh, my arms are so tired.
To pick up the towel.
Woo! We did 32 incline bench press. We did 70 leg raises,
How do you know yourself?
4 nunchuck minutes,
Start talking in
and
that
2 exercise bites.
in that other place.
This one's done.
The more you talk in that other place, in that other body, with those other ears and those other eyes, what starts happening?
This is What is Soul by KRS-One if you want to watch the rest of it. There's maybe half an hour left if you search YouTube it.
How is this possible?
It's a great talk. I haven't seen it before. I haven't heard it before. But it's a freaking excellent talk.
Step outside.
Prop Snatcher, 420 Blazy, yo.
See, the body is
Catch you later. Thanks so much. Have fun with Golden Eye. Oh my god.
This is what the body is three-dimensional.
Holy jeez.
Back, forward, up,
Nice,
down,
man.
right, left. That's the
Alright.
body.
Thank you so much. Catch you later.
But you can go in and out. That's the priest.
Thank you.